Hi friends, it's Terry Gaines. In this video, I'm going to share a project I created using product in the July through December 2022 mini catalog. You can purchase product from the catalog starting July 1st. The bundle I'm using is called Perched in a Tree. With the bundle, you get the stamp set and the dies for 10% savings, or you can purchase them separately. The dies are called Aspen Tree dies. They are beautifully combined product to work with. You get 4 sentiments in the stamp set, 2 background stamps, the bird and the branch. With the dies, you get a die that'll cut out the bird, die that'll cut out the branch, couple different leaves, a cluster of greenery for the branch, and then this die that has the aspen trees. Absolutely love those 2 products. I'm also going to be using some Glimmer Paper that is from the mini catalog. It is available in an assorted pack. You're going to get the gold, the very vanilla, and the evening evergreen. And you get 2 each, 12 by 12 sheets. Mine are already cut down because I've been using them. When I'm done assembling this first card, I have a couple samples to share using the other colors. So ahead of time, I stamped the branch and the bird and cut those out with the dies. I also cut out 3 of the gold foil leaves using the leaf die, and then I cut out a banner using the stylish shaped dies, this larger banner here out of the very vanilla. I used one of the sentiments in the stamp set. I used soft suede ink, stamped that, and then I cut the edge straight. So I did that prep work ahead of time. I'm going to show you how I colored in the bird for this project. So what I did was I used the Stampin' Blends, and I'm starting out to color this section in with the light daffodil Stampin' Blend. These blends come in a combo pack, so you get a light color and a dark color, and they work so beautifully. So I colored this whole section in with the light, and then what I did was I took the dark daffodil and just colored in this edge of the image with the light daffodil. With the blends, you get this fine tip, brush tip. I suggest that you color in really softly, just barely touch your paper so the ink flows, and that will preserve that tip, brush tip, for a long time. If you're hearing scratching as you're coloring, then you're pressing down too hard. So then what I did was I blended those 2 colors, or the light and the dark, together. And then what I did for this section is I colored this in with the light pumpkin pie. And I always turn my project so I can color the edge in first. And there is no wrong way to do this. There's no wrong color combination. And I'm just going to color this in a little bit to show you how I did this. And typically I would just go on a little bit of different angle as I colored that in. Then I'm going to take the dark daffodil, and I just wanted to blend this in a little bit. I already have that open on that side. And then I just added some dark daffodil right on this edge, kind of blended those colors in. For this part of the image, I took the light soft suede, and I colored in, again, followed the edge, color in the entire section. And I do have this already finished, so I don't have to complete this. So you don't need to watch me color that in, but I'm just showing you how I did a little bit of this. If you'd like to use these same colors that I used. And then I took the dark and then just colored in right where all those different lines are already in the image. Stampin' Up makes it easy for us by putting those lines in there. So, and then I colored the beak with the dark pumpkin pie, and then for this sample, I cut off the leaves, or cut off the feet for this sample because the way I'm going to assemble it. So this is how it finished to be. And for the branch, what I did was I colored the entire section in with the light soft suede, colored in the details with the dark soft suede, and I finished that one off by looking like this. I didn't worry about coloring in way down on this area because I am going to be covering that part up for this particular design. So that's the prep work done ahead of time. And so I'm going to take the blends out of the way. There's a little bit more prep work that needed to be done for the project before assembly starts. So the measurements for this will be in the comment section of the video and on my blog post. There'll be a PDF you can download, but it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I have the very vanilla die cut layer is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And this is the one that I'm going to place on here and run it through my die cutting machine. And then I'm going to get this cut out. Then this is going to be my top layer. And then I wanted to add a little bit of subtleness to this. So I took the timber folder. With the folders, you put your right side up like this when you have the label, the Stampin' Up logo here. I actually wanted this the reverse, so I turned this upside down, ran it through the folder, and then I got this image. And this would be the right side up, this would be right side down, and I wanted this image so it added a subtle wood grain going in this direction. And then you want to make sure you pop out all those little die cut pieces. So now I believe we have almost everything ready for assembly. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this branch down on an angle. It's going to be right to the edge of my cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just take a paper snips and cut that so I can have a straight edge here. So let's start our assembly. Our card base is very vanilla, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half. Attached to that is going to be the glimmer paper, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And if you repeat this, make this project, which I hope you will, you can use your favorite adhesive. So now what I'm going to do is look for opposite corners, look for equal spacing on all 4 sides, and secure this piece down. Now I'm choosing to put this flat over that. Just look at how beautiful that is, just that glimmer paper showing through. I'm not going to raise this up with any dimensionals. So what I'm going to do is bring in my craft mat here, and then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and put adhesive on the entire edge. And this craft mat works great when your adhesive goes is a little bit wider than your project area. And then I'm just going to make sure that all of it rolls underneath. I don't have any exposed in the windows, eliminate any of those webs. So then what I'm going to do is bring in my card front, look for opposite corners and equal spacing. There's only about a 1/16 of an inch, and then burnish this down and adhere that. So that is the base of my card. Now what I'm going to do is put this piece on, and then I'm going to have the sentiment underneath. So I'm going to put the sentiment on first. I'm going to use dimensionals, and I'm going to bring in take your pick tool, and I'm going to be generous with this. I think I'll even put one here and one here, and take the backing off. These are dimensionals that we sell in the Stampin' Up catalog or online, and they will add a little bit of dimension to your project, and they are super strong. So what I'm going to do is place this along that edge here, and that's going to be the first thing I attach. Now I'm going to put the branch down, and we have some mini dimensionals, or you could cut these, but we also have a adhesive strip. You get 40 of these in a package. When I mean 40, you get 40 strips, and I used one already, so I've got part of that here. So what I'm going to do is it has adhesive on one side. I'm going to place that down, and it works perfect for this branch. It would also work good underneath, or if you wanted to add dimension to that layer. And then I'm going to just snip that, and then I can put this right back and save that for another project. Now this has backing on the other side. I'm going to take that off. And remember, I snipped this straight because I want this to go on an angle, and I'm going to place it right down like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is add these gold leaves to the end of this branch. That's why I didn't worry about coloring that in, because I'm going to move this. Maybe that would pop out a little bit better. Because I'm going to cover that up. So I'm just going to take my leaves and just form the ends up a little bit, kind of curve them a little bit, just with my fingers, not with a bone folder or anything here. So crease those. So I'm going to put the first one down. Actually, I'm going to put them all on with dimensionals. So let's bring the dimensionals in. I'm going to actually put 2 on the first one, take the backings off, and I'm going to have that one go up this direction. All right. Then I'm going to stick a dimensional right here, and I'm going to actually double stack that. This foam adhesive strip is just a little bit higher in height than our regular dimensionals and our small or mini dimensionals. So I'm just going to double stack that. I'm going to put this one on, and I purposely put that dimensional there so I save some space for the third one. And so what I'm going to do is put one dimensional here. I've got this one already here, and I'm just trying to be careful also that I don't go off the card so it still fits in an envelope. So I have some gold leaves on the branch, end of the branch, and we have this. I already cut off the feet off of this image. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just put 3 dimensionals on the back. Should be sufficient. And I'm going to take this little bird. I'm going to have its tail covering up the collection here. All of that coming together is going to make it camouflage with the tail of the bird. And then I'm going to put that down. And here is my finished card. I am so happy with how it turned out with the gold glimmer paper, but I'm going to show you how you can use other products too, or some gold foil. So here's the same layout of everything, but instead of glimmer paper, I used gold foil, and I did run the gold foil through with the timber folder. So I texturized it with the timber folder in the back. But I also, the only other difference I have here is I added in a couple copper foil leaves. I shared that I was going to show you the other glimmer papers. This is the Evening Evergreen. I have some mint macaron leaves added to that. These birds are all colored the same. And then I have a 4th project. I used petal pink, the light pumpkin pie, and then the light Night of Navy to color in this, and I have Night of Navy paper, and then that's the 3rd glimmer paper. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you are interested in the PDF will have all the supplies, the measurements, and then my coloring guide with the color of the blends that I used to color in that bird. There'll be a direct link in the comment section of this video to my blog post where you can download the PDF. And I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the red box under the video, then select the red bell to be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and happy creating.